Express. I am your host, Arthie Brown, and today's co-host is...
Mama Logan of Huntsville, Alabama.
She is the mother of our very own host of the Gospel Express, K.D. Logan. Welcome, Mama Venmore Logan.
Thank you.
Oh, welcome, welcome, welcome. Now, Venmore, I've never heard that before. Can you tell me about where that name comes from?
Well, my father named me after my maternal grandmother. Her name was Viney, and his name was Lessamore. And the M-O-O-R comes from the Black Spaniards. If you remember your history.
Oh, Mom, tell Corpus that too.
You remember your history books that were the Moors, the Black Spaniards, and so that's where that name comes from.
Wow, I tell you, and you have such a slew of knowledge. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about the American Cancer Society, and we're going to talk about eating eating right. I've started eating right, eating properly, whole grains, plant-based foods.
Yes.
Okay, so tell me, why is it important to eat healthy?
Because you get your nutrients from the basic foods, and your grains, your whole grains, they have not been processed. You get the full benefits from it. For instance, brown rice, as nature gives it to us, is best for us. When you eat white rice, you're eating rice that has been processed, and the germ has been taken out of it, and then part of it restored, and so you're just getting man-made nutrients. So it's important to eat. I would advise anyone to stay away from anything white rice, white cornmeal, any white cereal, because it has been overly processed.
Overly processed. Oh, thank you for telling me. Okay, so what about yogurt? I mean, is yogurt good? Because I love my yogurt.
Yogurt. Recently, we've been introduced to Greek yogurt, and it's in all the grocery stores now. Greek yogurt has more the bacteria, the active bacteria in it, and it's better for you. So look in your stores for the Greek yogurt, and you have to compare the labels. People, you have to read labels and compare.
Okay. Why is that important, Mama Logan?
Because some manufacturers will skimp on the amount that should be in there. And so you want to do your homework, and you can do your homework on your computer.
Okay.
And find out which brands are best for you. And the cheapest price is not always the best, or the most expensive is not always the best.
Oh.
So it's up to you to do your homework.
Do our homework. And so did you hear that, Corpus? We need to do our homework. So so sodas are not good for you?
Oh, soda pop.
Yeah, soda pop isn't good.
There's some chemicals in there that we need to stay away from. And a lot of families, in getting away from the soda pop, they've gone to juices. And an overabundance of juice will put weight on you.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Mama, excuse me, because you really got me interested now. But right now, we're going to listen to some Marvin Sapp, and I do want you to tell your testimony, a little bit brief portion of your testimony. But right now, we're going to listen to some Marvin Sapp. Never could have made it. Enjoy. Welcome. I did not want us to get caught up and cut off in the middle of what we were talking about. We were talking about the adverse effects of drinking soda.
Yes, the chemicals that's in soda, we should stay away from. Soda should be a treat. Soda pop should be a treat, not an everyday, 3 times a day thing that we take part in. And many families have gone from drinking soda pop to drinking juices. You have to be very careful with your juices.
Why is that?
Because some of them have added sugar. They have added sugar, they have artificial coloring. And for instance, there's one very, very popular drink. The very popular drink, and the red dye from that juice comes from a Mexican pregnant beetle.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. I can take you.
Tell it.
It's called carmine is the color. Original, it was used to make paint for cars. And now with the food industry is using it to add food coloring to frostings, to cereals, to juices, to pop, to everything we eat. So again, read the labels. And you see the word carmine? It comes from a pregnant Mexican beetle. They squash it and put it in the food.
Do you by chance know how it's spelled?
Carmine, carmine. Go to your dictionaries. You see it right now. It's a Mexican beetle. You go to Google. Google will tell you. Go to Wikipedia. Wikipedia will tell you. It comes from a pregnant Mexican beetle.
And we need to stay away from it.
Yes, we do.
And we will.
Red. It's the red drink.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing about your whole grains. Much of your bread, we should eat whole grain bread, wheat bread. Some companies will add coloring to the mix.
They will add coloring to wheat bread?
They will add caramel coloring to wheat bread to give it that brown, rich flavoring and color.
And that's harmful.
You want whole grain. If you get whole grain, you're not going to get the artificial coloring.
Oh, I see.
Some manufacturers will do that, and then their bread is cheap. And a lot of people think, well, I'm getting wheat bread. But read your labels.
Read your label. We want you want to eat whole wheat, whole grain wheat, not just whole wheat, just whole grain wheat.
Yeah. The first name on your wrapper should be whole grain.
Gotcha.
If it just says wheat or processed wheat, leave it on the shelf. And another thing, the softer the bread, the less benefit you're going to get from it. Your bread should be sort of tough and coarse so that you chew. The more you chew it, your solid is mixing up with it, the better off for you. If you take a piece of bread, for instance, and you can do like this, squash it up, that's how it becomes in your stomach. It's a ball of wet dough. So your bread should be, you shouldn't be able to just squeeze it at the store. The more force you have to use to squeeze the bread, the better off it is for your digestive system.
Okay, so when I came to the studio, I saw you drinking a green drink. When we come back, I want you to tell us what's in this green drink and why you drink it. But right now, we're going to listen to the Chicago Mass Choir. My Mind is Made Up. Enjoy.